health and family, mental health and work, mental health and community. Even before the money or the awards came in, he was still doing the work. So he's already crowned the Community Activist of the Year. So I just want to celebrate him in advance. It's about mental health in 3 different categories. Mental health in our family, in our workplace, and in our community. And I walked around and I heard all the great dialogue that we were all talking about, and we probably could have continued this for another hour. Because there's just so many conversations that we don't have because we just push through, which is really unhealthy. And so when you really start to think, you're like, damn, I've been dealing with this for mad long, right? Like, you suppress so much stuff, and because someone said one thing, it's just like, oh, I forgot about the time when I heard this, or, you know what I mean? So, like, creating dialogue that is just genuine and organic for us to share is so therapeutic. And so when you think about coping skills, think about the opportunity of just having a conversation with anybody. Like, yo, let's just talk about those Browns. So many feelings will come up around the Browns. Like, my father will be in here crying if somebody talk about the Browns. So, like, even something as simple as that, but as serious as it, right? Like, how many people have been invested into the Browns every single Sunday for mad long? And to me, I would be like, yo, it's just football. But for my dad, it's a generation of commitment, of staying down until you come, you know what I mean? So it's different. So it's really important that when you have conversations with people, you don't yuck anybody's yum because you don't know what it means to people. Yeah. So even when I laugh about the Browns, I'm very sensitive of my father because I know how much it means to him. But I'm definitely in my back like, child. Okay, so here we go. This is family. Where's work, community.
Well, my name is Parker, and I had a phenomenal group as far as dealing with the family mental health part. We could have went a long time. So I want to make it real quick. The first thing we talked about was self-love. We need self-love. That's pretty much the foundation of our core. You know what I'm saying? So don't nobody know us like we know us. So so even though it's family, which is the exterior, we got to work on ourselves as an interior individual. Secondly, we got to accept what it is and what it isn't. You know what I'm saying? So you can't force your family members to do something, to come join you this and join you that, you know what I'm saying? But bringing people together is therapeutic in a serene location like water to talk about it. You know, you might want all 50 members of your family to come and talk, you know what I'm saying? But 40 of them can't come. So just accept those 10 and build from there. That takes a lot of encouragement. We talked about heavy is the crown. You gotta breathe, because sometimes we know that we leaders, and then we try to fight it. We try to pass it off. We try to step back, but we gotta take that stance day by day, not that leap. So it's just those increments, some small increments that really matter. What we talked about family. People that's alive and people that passed away. So that can really affect us mentally and emotionally, you know. So, you know, we gotta work past that, like I said, breathing, eating healthy, exercising, that'll really help cope with, you know, passing away or people passing away or just mental health in general. So once you get your body straight, your mind will connect, or once you learn something new, a new trade, your body will follow. So it's like either or. It's both ways.
Yeah. And the one thing that I just really want to say about family is, like he said, like, I get that, like, we might not see all of our family, but the ones that you do see, just make sure you love them, man. For real, make sure you love them, because I was just explaining to them, I've been to the same funeral home in 8 months for 2 different aunties. So, you know, and they were young too, you know, they weren't 50 yet. So, you know, with that being said, you know, whatever family you got, whether you like them, whether you don't like them, make sure you love them, because, you know, once they're gone, it's over with, you know. You can't go back, you know, and that's what I see with a lot of people, especially, you know, like I said, I've been to 2 funeral homes in 8 months. So, you know, I see people, oh, I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. Well, instead of wishing at the funeral, just make that effort now, you know? So that's really all I want to say, because I know she wanted to make it quick. So, yeah.
No, so what's the call of action?
Oh, the call of action. Just making an effort and just getting together with your family. Even if it's, you know, 2 or 3 people. Hey, you know, as long as you make that effort, you know, like he said, it is what it is. And if your other family can't make it, don't be mad at them. Don't hold nothing against them at the end of the day, because you got to love yourself, you know. That's who you really got to love. And if you love yourself, you ain't going to let it get to you. So with that being said, just make more of an effort to really go out your way to try to see your family, man. You know, make time for that, because like I said, once they're gone, it's over with. So.
Sometimes the biggest thing for your mental health is to dissociate yourself from your family, right? Because those relationships are important. So I do want to acknowledge that sometimes the family structure of all of our families isn't the same. And you could have put in effort and you continue to get hurt. So if that's your struggle, figure out a way to protect your mental health that said, yes, you're my family, but if I continue to overexert myself as I have been, I will continue to fail myself, and I cannot afford to do that. So love your family appropriately by honoring yourself and honoring those who love you, because sometimes family don't show up or love us the way that we need them to.
Hey, my name is Kaya. We talked about how work can affect our mental health, and we discussed a lot of things. We had a good conversation, had some laughs, you know. I'm not used to talking.
It's
We mentioned a lot about like knowing your rights, knowing the policies at your job to help you in your mental health, so you can know how to go about things when you get into certain situations. And also we spoke upon like how we can just trust the process, like while we working, just trust the process. Like God got you, you're gonna be all right, like everything gonna be all right at work. And then take days off and stuff. Like he mentioned like a lot about like they got mental health days and stuff at your job. Like do a little research on like how many days you got off for the whole year that you working and stuff like that. So like yeah, that's mainly what we talked about.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous. That's a tough act to follow. All right, count to three. Just adding just a small piece left over, knowing your own human rights as well. You know, knowing legal stuff, but you know, just knowing that you gotta eat, you gotta sleep. You know, you need rest, you need respect. You know, just basic things, and knowing that and having it for yourself. First and foremost, so when you respect yourself, it's hard to allow yourself to be disrespected in a major way.
There you go, Kumar.
Ashe. Last but not least, and action, call to action, being calculated in our decisions and not emotional. You know, it becomes a time where you might decide, you know what, I'm quitting this job, but don't walk off your shift. You know, you might can still use that job as a reference. You know, don't just, you think your cell phone bill still due at the end of the month regardless if you get a check or not. You know, so being calculated and strategic, maybe setting a date, setting a time, you know, and putting things in place, making sure you got babysitters, making sure you got things lined up, interviews, or at least a job before you leave.
Yeah, just have a
You
plan.
know, or, you know, yeah. Or have your hustle ready. You might have been cutting hair on the side. Now it's time to open up that basement. You know, you just having that ready, but being calculated. You know, not being emotional in our decisions, rising above emotion into the thinking of a God, and that's all.
Have worked a job because we had to, because we had people that were dependent on us, and every day you would work in there and be like, damn, I gotta work this job. And I remember my mom, even to this day, my mom smoke a blunt before she go to work, and she's like, the only way that I can work this job is if I get high. And that has been her coping skill. Even though I may not agree with it, I was never hungry, and we were never homeless. So like, sometimes people feel that way, but then we got to take a call to action to the community. Underemployment is an issue. Unemployment is an issue. And the people that are system impacted need to come back into the community with livable wage jobs so that they don't return back to the system. So we got to create livable wage and respectful jobs for people that say, If I'm gonna stop being on the corner, how you gonna replace that? Because when I go to the corner, nobody give me no. They don't give me no pushback. I do my job. I come in here, you talk about, wasn't you in jail? Your probation officer called, you got problems with your baby mom. Like, you in my business. So we gotta create jobs that people feel respected at and give them a livable wage so that they can be proud to say, you know, I'm at this job, I feel good that I got off the block. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the jobs that we work, the consequences of getting caught up is a lot better because y'all don't respect me, y'all don't respect my family, y'all don't respect my time. So anybody that's working a job that you feel like, yo, I just gotta do this, I just gotta push through, think about your mental health too. Think about a plan. Figure out how to be calculated. Say, you know what, I'm gonna do this job for 3 more months, get my kid through prime, and then I gotta look for something else. You gotta get your kid through prime. So just be calculated, right? And I send my heart to anybody that's doing anything that they don't want to do because they have to. And I've been in situations like that, so I'm not here to tell you not to do it. But just try to figure out ways to take care of yourself.
My name is Robert Townsend. We had the community group. I think this is like the most important thing, right? Because at the end of the day, you might be here, you might not have a family, you might not have a job, but you're gonna be in the community somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? So this would shape our opinions about families and about work. You know what I'm saying? The things we see in our community impact what we do and how we act. You know what I'm saying? And they impact what we take in. You know what I'm saying? Because who want to be corny where they live at? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the community, it got a big role in everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think our call to action is like we need to start being more engaging with each other. We got to reach out more and reassure each other like everything is okay. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you this, like literally, everything is okay. Because what we do is we separate each other with all this weird stuff. We want to put this weird perception, maybe based off where you trying to go, but you're not looking at yourself as a whole. So yeah, they might be over there selling drugs, but it ain't no people selling drugs in your family. Feel what I'm saying? They might be over there on something else. It's people in your family doing the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to come with people with understanding and see what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of judging each other. This way, like I said, we can work together as opposed to being against each other. Because that's what I was telling the group. We normalize a lot of messed up things. You know what I'm saying? We got a little kid back there going through a lot of stuff. And it's normal to me. Because you know what I'm saying? I come from some, you know what I'm saying? Now I know violence escalated. You know what I'm saying? We did it a little more than our older generation. They doing it more than our generation, you feel what I'm saying? So, and it's normalized. The bad things is normalized, the good things is stigmatized now because it all got weird, it's twisted. So we promote negativity in the communities. Hey, don't be over there doing that. You know you can't talk to them. Don't be, I don't want you playing with them because of this. We got to stop doing that, you feel what I'm saying? And it take community to do this, because you can talk to your cousins and them that's crazy too, right? Them niggas with the guns robbing people got some people that love them too, right? So it ain't all bad, you know what I'm saying? Don't be propagandized into thinking some crazy stuff. A lot of us don't even know what propaganda is. So, you know.
Tell about it. I do.
Inform the people.
It's anything we taking in that's shaping your opinion. So it's like, what's your entertainment of choice? You feel what I'm saying? And different stuff like that. And why is it your entertainment of choice?
They love that
You know
word in
what I'm
American
saying?
history class.
Yeah.
Propaganda. Like, yes.
Because mostly everything is, they trying to get you to do
They trying to
something.
get
What,
you, yeah.
you know, so
A
you gotta think
commercial
about
is
it.
propaganda.
So at the end of the day, the community is what's gonna help everything. If we are here and we all doing our part, like I said, family, at the end of the day, work, at the end of the day, community should be able to get you through all that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I brought her here for aesthetic. She's here for aesthetic.
And she doing it too.
Yeah.
Nice around here.
I'm a good listener. So,
What you leaving us with?
Close out.
keep powering forward.
That's good.
That's the best I could come with. That's something my brother says all the time, because people will try to distract you, throw you off, and you want to fit in, you want to hang, but you don't always gotta hang. It's cool to be a lane.
Yeah.
So you know, just keep powering forward, even with the distractions, and you're gonna get to where you want to be.
So when we were talking about community, I thought it was really important to highlight the voice of the young person back there. And if you would have just heard all the things that he said, you would be like, damn, you should be up here facilitating ghetto therapy, because the answers are really in young people. But if you're not careful, you will see him and think that he's the problem. Right. So like, in order to understand the solutions, you got to be willing to have conversations with people who we already Perceived are the problem. But this young person has so much wisdom, even about like what community safety looks like and what the underlying issues is. He shared experiences. Angel talked about oftentimes when we have community violence, we focus on the victims. But what about the perpetrators and why they chose to do what they did? What was necessary? Have you ever been in a situation where your necessary, nobody will understand, like, yo, you don't know what I had to do to get here. Do you know what my necessary was? So it's really important to see what are the underlying issues that cause people to choose violence or choose to have them acting out, and how do we show up for the perpetrators of violence too? Because as that cliche says, hurt people, but heal people can heal people. So how do we do that? What does that look like? Does it require a certain amount of patience? So I just want to say thank you so much. This is how we close out Mental Health Awareness Month for the month of May with the last session. So I just want to say thank you so much. And you know, we got our work to do. We all have call of action. So I'm gonna bring Walk back up. Clap it up for Walk.